so we can do that too. Good morning, everybody. It's about 9 o'clock here, so we'll have a few. Oh, there's Mark. Hi, Mark. How are you?
Good. How's everyone doing?
Good, good. I'm gonna give you co-host abilities here right away so that you've got it. Great to finally meet you face to face.
Yes.
We're excited.
Where are you located?
Today.
Where is everyone located? Oh, Minnesota. I see.
Minnesota, we have probably the majority of us will be Minnesota, but we do, and hopefully we'll have a bunch more hopping on here in just a few minutes. But we do get people chiming in from Arizona, California, New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I mean, pretty much all over. So again, we could have 5 people, we could have 25 people this morning. It always depends from week to week, but we record these and then we post them on our Empire Mastermind Facebook page. So that way, if they aren't able to tune in now, they're able to come back in and watch it afterwards. So
great.
Yeah, so it's been pretty successful, but obviously everybody's life gets in the way sometimes and they can't always be here on Wednesday morning. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a few more jumping in. So
I will say that some of the agents that have reached out to me after I do a little tidbit on something, they weren't on the call. A lot of them do reach out after the fact, and it's amazing how many people actually do pull this up at like 8 o'clock at night when they have a little extra time, or so
well, I know I do that. There's a lot of great talent across this country that has wonderful information or new programs like Mark, right? And so but you can't be available the exact time that they're doing the live mastermind or Zoom call. So I do a lot of that in the evening as well. So
I forget it's 7 a.m. on the West Coast right now.
Yes.
I would just be making coffee at that time. So
Mark,
I just made mine. I'm about to drink it. So.
There you go.
Yeah, because you're California, right?
That's right. San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's 9:03, at least according to my computer. So in the essence of being mindful of everybody's time today, we'll get started. We're going to kick off today with Aaron with Success Lending, giving us just a quick few-minute cap on the market and what's happening, and then we'll move forward with Mark and Highnote. So go ahead, Aaron. Thanks.
Appreciate the time. Real quick, guys. Just like with anything else, a couple weeks ago we had that Fed announcement, and they basically came out and said we're going to hold rates steady, and we're going to look to actually have quarterly and half basis point drops in 2024. Just by making that announcement, the market reacted to it, and rates dropped very quickly and very low. They got down to almost 6.5. When things like that happen, the market, it has ebb and flows. It goes up and down. It has regressed back a little bit to the point where we maybe lost an eighth. So we're probably right around the 6.625 range when it comes to first-time home buyers on a 30-year fixed option. But for the most part, things look extremely steady. There has been an uptick that I've seen in applications over the last 2 weeks. I probably took more applications in the last 2 weeks than I have in the previous, month and a half. And this was during, the holiday season, which is pretty crazy. So definitely take an opportunity to mine that database. Nothing is more important and nothing is more cost effective than mining your own database. And even if it's not huge, get it in order. Take time now to kind of prioritize that and reach out, because nothing's better than just a free referral from a past client. So reach out. If you have any questions about what's going on with interest rates, products, and things of that nature, don't hesitate to reach out and use me as a resource. Okay, guys?
Sounds good. Thanks so much, Aaron. Appreciate it. We've noticed that activity's really picked up as well. I think, obviously we get through the holidays, that normally happens, but certainly the little bump down in rates did not hurt us at all. So we'll hope that continues. Today, you guys, I'm super excited. I have been using Highnote, which is a fantastic software platform or program that allows me to basically, I don't want to steal any thunder from Mark here, but basically automate and put my listing presentation online. And it just is so different than sitting in front of somebody with a bunch of paper, right? So I've been using that for several different things, not just listing and buyer presentations, but this program is amazing. And when I reached out to Mark Choi, who is the CEO and founder of Highnote, he so graciously agreed to be our guest this morning. So without further ado, Mark, I'm going to have you give us a little background on you and how you got to, transition from production, and maybe you're still producing, but into Highnote. And welcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Help me understand the audience. They're from all around the particular brokerage or
Nope.
or a group. How did you come to meet everyone then?
Yeah, so it's non-broker specific. I'm with eXp Realty, but over the last couple of years when I joined eXp, I got involved in a lot of different masterminds, and those masterminds were not necessarily broker specific. And it really just kind of opened up my eyes to, I need to get out of my own way, right? And get the blinders off of just within your own brokerage. And we learned so much, and our business changed so much in that first year that we decided to do our own mastermind. And we said, why aren't we doing this locally? Why aren't we engaging other agents that we know and help them grow their business, right? And give them some new tools and new platforms and new things that will really just bring their business, into today's age. So we reached out to the people we knew. We blasted out to the masterminds that we were part of, which obviously were agents all over the country. And so, we just decided to start this a year ago. So we're at our 1-year anniversary of doing this every week. So
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Just taking a couple of my vitamins here. All right. Early morning for me, 7 a.m. All right, great. Yeah, so I was a real estate agent in 2006, or I got licensed in 2006 with Keller Williams. And then I started, I was a brokerage owner in 2010, I believe, 2010, yeah. And then it was Climb Real Estate in San Francisco. And we became pretty famous for our tech and our marketing and our new style of doing real estate. And we grew really fast in San Francisco. I was a top producer. Many of our agents were, mainly because of our listing presentation and our system that we used, and which I'm going to show you today. And then Realogy purchased us in 2016, and they were going to make Climb a national franchise. And we were going to be the urban brand. They launched Corcoran. They announced they were going to launch Corcoran and Climb as the new franchises. I had left Realogy at that point, and I went to go start Highnote. And the reason why I started Highnote was because agents need help. And, I have a tech background. I did a master's in electrical and computer engineering, and I became a real estate agent, kind of unwittingly. Like, it was sort of a random situation how I became a real estate agent. I was investing in real estate in 2006-05 timeframe. I befriended an agent at an open house, and we became quick friends. He was helping me buy properties all around San Francisco to invest in for cash flow or flipping, right? And he then told me, hey, you know what? You should be a real estate agent. And I said, what? Be a used car salesman like you? I started making. What was that? Oh, it's sort of echoing. All right. But then I said, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll be a real estate agent, and maybe it'll help me with my investment deals and getting early access to deals. And so, I did that, and I joined Keller at first, and I learned the systems at Keller. And then I said, wow, being a real estate agent is really difficult. You know what we should do? We should start a team. And I read the Red Book, right? The Keller Williams Red Book. And I said, we should have not just a team, but a brokerage. We should actually systematize the sales and have a buyer agent and have a listing agent and have a listing coordinator and a buyer coordinator, all these things. And so I set up the brokerage. I convinced him to set up the brokerage, and 5 years later, or 6 years later, sold it, and the rest is history. So I'm gonna And you know, I was always in tech. You know, Climb was very well known for its technology and our novel use of it. And this is one of the results of it today. So I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to go over some slides and just show you what Highnote does and does for agents. Let me see. So let me hide this thing. So bottom line is real estate agents win with Highnote. And you know, as you know, I was a top agent, brokerage owner. I was in fact the #2 condo agent in San Francisco. At that time, it was about 40 million in sales a year. And you know, a lot of it was because of our strategies and our listing strategies and how we win listings. So co-founder and CTO of Climb Real Estate, and we grew Climb to a top 250 brokerage in the US in just 5 years. Did a master's in electrical computer engineering, and I have a couple patents under my belt, and I led Climb to a Realogy acquisition. You know, I'm backed by industry leaders and started Highnote, which users are saying is a game changer. It will set you apart from the competition. And, you know, we were written up when we launched in 2020, I think it was. Inman and a bunch of other media rags took note. We got a 5-star review from Inman, which was very rare. And keep on written up and finalists for 2022 Innovator Award. And then we were invested in by NAR recently and we were part of the Reach class in 2023. So what does it do? Well, it helps you win deals. It helps you stand out. It helps you look good to your clients. And how? Well, we streamline the entire sales pitching process. And how do we do that? Well, we collect and deliver everything into a single, beautiful, and trackable presentation. And you know what everything is. Videos, Matterports, market reports, CMAs, walkthroughs, video walkthroughs, offers, buyer presentations, websites, listing presentations. You have a lot of stuff that you need to always be presenting and delivering to clients. I don't think there's any other profession other than real estate where you have so many documents, materials, you know, videos, pictures, so much stuff all over the place in the cloud, on your desktop, on websites. And so our program, what it does is it allows you to just drag and drop these files and the stuff, and we magically create a presentation for you. You take that link or you use Highnote and you deliver it to people, leads, buyer leads, seller leads, other agents. A lot of agents use it for offers. And the presentation that we build looks so much better than what you normally would do, which is an email full of attachments, generally, right? And we also tell you what's being read, when and how long it's being read for. So that's what it does. It works with all the latest real estate tech. It's just a lot of drag and dropping, copying links, sticking it in to Highnote. And let me go over some use cases for you. You know, one is winning listings. And this agent, who was an agent in San Francisco area, she won a $2 million listing from a Zillow lead using Highnote her first time. And she beat 3 other agents doing so. She also, this was during COVID, she also could not meet the client face to face. So this is the kind of thing that she sent. And she built this herself. Give me a second here as it's loading. So she sent this before meeting them, or meeting them in or seeing the home. And it was, you know, get to know her and her team. And this is her listing presentation that's dropped in here. And it's loading now, but it's a 35-page listing presentation from her brokerage. And then, so, you know, the typical problem with an agent faces is that you have this PDF listing presentation. The problem is you can never update this thing in time. and you always want it updated. You always want the latest testimonials. You always want your latest stuff in here, your latest sale, your latest top sale, what's currently going on. So those rarely get updated, and so you end up just sending an old one, right? But with Highnote, what you can do is drag and drop in here and build around these things. So build around your old presentation. So here's a 59-page CMA, cloud CMA. So you have a 30+ pager, a 59-pager, and so usually what you would do is email these as attachments, right? And it's a really poor experience for the reader. It doesn't set you apart. It doesn't look good. And you don't know what's being read. So, and here's a live CMA. And then here's another CMA that she sent, which is from the MLS. And then she sent a seller closing statement. Then she also sent a, hey, listing timeline. This is what I would do for you if you hired me as your agent. And then she sent a buyer guide to escrow, title, and closing. And then her Zillow, and this is a 40-pager, right? And it's from Chicago Title and her Zillow profile page. So this is the exact type of thing that agents are sending and winning with. So she also, shortly after that, she won a second listing, and then her whole brokerage signed up. And that's generally how it's working. Agents start using it, get success out of it, and tell others. So Chris Lim, he was my partner at Climb, and he's a luxury agent, and he's currently president of Christie's International Real Estate. But this is an example of a really, really well done pre-listing presentation. It's so good, in fact, that we actually offer it as a template for our agents. So this is his method is the pre-listing is something you send before meeting, and it sets up the in-person meeting so that it's a successful in-person meeting, because you're laying out all the preliminaries, who you are, where you're from. You're trying to build a relationship ahead of time. You give a lot of pertinent information ahead of time, and you want to wow the seller before meeting. And it's really smooths the in-person meeting. Very often agents are winning with this straight away without even showing up at the meeting, or by the time they show up, it's just a mere formality. But the way it starts off, and I'm going to go into all these sections of what makes a great pre-listing presentation and why we offer it as a template. It's about Chris. It's about the agent at first, because they don't know who you are, right? They just found you. They heard about you. Maybe they saw you on Google, or they see your signs. So they don't really know who you are, right? Of course, there are referrals and things like that, but or maybe it's a friend referral, but they still don't know who you are, right? You're just a name to them. So you want to build a relationship first. And
I'm Chris Lim, and I'm the founder of Climb Real Estate.
Can you hear that?
I don't know what my favorite neighborhood is in the Bay Area. There's just too many to choose from.
This is a professionally produced video, but you could put any sort of video in here, and a lot of agents do. We have a lot of EXP agents on the platform, and they're on there. They put their videos on there, and they shoot a video of themselves. Hey, this is Mark here. I'm so excited to meet you ahead of, and I'm just sending this to you before we meet. Take a look at it. It talks about my team. This is the image of their team, the brokerage, why their brokerage, what makes the brokerage so special, and then maybe some unique services that you might provide that other agents don't in the area. And then this next 3 sections here, projects or listings that you have sold in the past that relate to the property you're about to see. So in this case, it's these 3 projects that he sold. You want to validate by saying that, hey, our brokerage knows your area. Every seller wants to make sure that as an agent, as a listing agent, you're not from out of town, that you're not from out of the area. So you really want to say that, hey, I know downtown, I know Rochester, Minneapolis, right? Or I know the neighborhood in Rochester. Then you want to provide some generic but very informative stuff like marketing timeline. This is what happens when we sign a listing. And, you know, this is, we provide this as a template as well. And then we also recommend putting in tax records, something about the property, either title, maybe even a title report if you have one, or something from property tax records that shows that you did a little bit of research before meeting, and it helps clarify some facts about the home, maybe such as the published or the legal you know, square footage. How many bedrooms and baths does it state in tax records? Who are the legal owners of the property? Anything pertinent about the property that the owner may not have seen or know about. It helps start a conversation for sure. After an offer is accepted. You know, this is what happens when you're in contract or in escrow. And then the value of the home. Wait, I'm not going to tell you but the value of the home until I see your home. So you don't want to ever what I call shoot yourself in the foot by providing the value of the home before meeting them. I don't know how many times I've done this in my early days where I sent comps of the home before I even met them or saw them and saw the home. Sometimes I was way off because I didn't account for the condition of the home, because I didn't see it. I didn't account for the view. I didn't account for the location on the street. And I also didn't talk to the seller about what they think the home is worth. Because as you know, they always think the home is worth more than it is, or at least they want more. So it's a very good way to lose a listing by putting in a low CMA in the pre-listing presentation. And then we include a sample listing agreement. And why do you do this? Well, it's called a presumptive close. You're presuming to close this deal. It shows confidence. It shows that, hey, I'm ready to go. This is my agreement and what we need to sign when we get started. And it signals to the seller that, hey, you're such a baller agent that you always sign, you know, that you're going to end up in winning this listing and expect to start with me. The other thing too is Highnote, when you deliver through our platform, we give you notifications. We track everything in here. So if you send a sample list agreement and before your meeting, you see that someone is reading it, you see that the seller's reading it, you see how long they've been spending, and they've been opening the listing agreement. Well, it tells you one thing if they're reading the listing agreement. It tells you that they're seriously considering working with you ahead of time. All right, testimonials. And then again, back to you, why you? So it tells a story. The pre-listing tells a story. It starts off with you, and then your team, your brokerage, why your brokerage is so great, why you're so great, your experience, why we know your neighborhood. Here's what happens when we sell a home. Here's what your home is about. Here's what happens when we get your home accepted. The value of a home, not yet. I'll do that when we develop a relationship. I'm going to come and see you. Here's what I need to work with you, and here's why, and then about me, right? So this is a pre-listing presentation. We offer these for you, and we offer to build them for you as well. All right, let's get into Highnote. Any questions? I'm going to pause for a second. How am I doing, Kelly?
Sorry, I had to unmute myself. You're doing good. You're doing great. So okay. I just want to interject one point. You know, Mark is talking about a pre-listing presentation or a listing presentation. He'll show you, you can use this in so many other ways, but I love this. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. And then, so this is the way it works. You know, we have all my listing presentations or presentations, any type of presentation you want actually, and then all my folders of stuff. And so you just click on new, and then let's just say I'm going to talk about Minnesota real estate. How far is Rochester from Minnesota, Kelly? Oh, you're muted. Sorry, I keep on doing that to you. Still muted, but sorry.
Sorry. We're about an hour and maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes tops to downtown.
Cool. So cool. All right. So what we're doing is I I added a header image here of Minnesota. We have millions of stock images all built into the platform. And what you do is you start dragging and dropping things in, finding links. So I'm going to find, let's just say I'm going to find Chicago title closing costs. I'm going to add, let's just say I'm going to go find a video. Let's say I do a lot of video. And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to get a Minnesota real estate. So 100 Minnesota real estate questions. So this is the real estate exam. And I don't want to put this one in. All right, let's just talk about market update. Twin Cities market
The day
update.
you get your Clear Choice dental implants.
So what I'm going to do is copy that link. All right, that one uploaded. And just paste it in. And there you go, voila. So now I uploaded this document on Chicago title insurance. And let me add another one, a third one in here. And, you know, we handle almost every type of file you can imagine. All right, tax records. I'll put in property tax records from a home I sold a long time ago. And this was actually a condo I used to live in myself. So it's my own home. And now what we do is we'll, on the right side are, oh, something went wrong. Of course, when you're doing demos, that's what happens. So we have AI as well. So it can help you write the text, that you are trying to fill in on the right side here. All right, give me a second here. All righty. So let's say I want to write something about title insurance here, but I don't have time. So I'll just say enhance with AI. And what I could do is I could choose longer, shorter, keep it the same length. I could make it professional, casual, happy, etc., different tone of voice. So what it suggests is title insurance and comprehensive. Great. I want to use that. I mean, I shouldn't do too many things at once. But so what it says is comprehensive overview and guide. This presentation provides an in-depth exploration of title insurance, a crucial component in the real estate transaction process. Fantastic. I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to just say this file provides an in-depth explanation, etc. So then I have the YouTube video and I have common ways to hold title again. Oh, did I do two title report things? Oh, two title things. All right. Doesn't matter. Now, if I don't like the way this looks, let's say I don't want this picture for whatever reason. Let's just say I want to change this cover image. I want to choose something else. And let's just say I'll say document here, and then I'll put this as my cover image here. All right. So now I have Minnesota real estate, and this is what it looks like. So I built that really, really quickly, right in front of you guys on the fly. Now, how you share it, I'm going to create a link, and I'm just going to call this Empire, and I'm going to require email to view, right? I just want to demonstrate the capabilities of the product. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the chat in the group, and go check out in the group, and then open it up. Everyone open it up. Take a look at the presentation I just built. And I'll show you, as you're doing that, I'm going to just change a couple of things. I'm going to move the sections around. You're like, I want to move the this video up front of the market report. And it's a live document. It's changed immediately as you look at it. And if you opened it before I change it, you need to refresh it, but it doesn't matter. And so now what happens is, as you're looking at it, everyone look at it yet or open it? Yep. So it tells me who's opening it, right? Bruce, you opened it. Click on some of the assets, click on the videos, click on the files. Kelly opened it. Aaron, you opened the video. Let's see, who else? Let me refresh it. Aaron, you opened the mat. You checked out Chicago title insurance. Kelly, you opened that one as well. Bruce, you opened Common Ways to Hold Title. And then Aaron, you opened the video. So it tells me something. It tells me what you're interested in and also tells me what you're not interested in. So when I show up at the meeting, I know what you've read. I've already understood you know, what you're serious about and what you're talking about. And it also tells me what I should be keying on during the meeting. So I've had many agents say this is so powerful for them. This one agent, his name is Kyle Whistle with EXP. I think you might have heard of him. And he's a big avid user. His entire team uses it. He sells around the $600,000 price range in San Diego. And what he did was he was up for a $3 million listing. And he was really out of his league, but he sent his pre-listing presentation ahead of time. And then he noticed that the seller was looking at all the videos. He put like 2 or 3 videos in there, and he only looked at the videos. And he said, that's odd. Why does he only look at the videos? All right, whatever. I'm going to be prepared to talk about my video marketing. And so he shows up, he meets the seller, and he sees there's a video production studio in his house. He's a video engineer. And so him having that knowledge ahead of time and him getting this little bit of information about what the seller is interested in allowed him to focus on the thing that mattered to that seller. And it created a stronger bond. And as you know, real estate's all about relationships. It's all about trust. And these little things pay off in the long run, right? Real estate is a game of inches, like football. And every little thing that you can have in your advantage on your side is the difference between $0 and thousands of dollars. So that's why we built this, and we built this system. You know, tons of agents are saying it's a game changer. They wouldn't know what they'd do without it. We have a lot of brokerages and teams on it. Here's some other use cases that Kelly was alluding to. I'm going to talk about those. Offers being delivered through Highnote was sort of an unusual use case that we did not expect, but they are doing it. Why? Because listing agents are more impressed with your offer. And you can use the analytics to gauge interest also. So many agents tell us that, oh my God, I know when we're in the running or not, especially in a multiple offer situation, right? Or any situation. They see that, okay, if I send an offer in, some agents are saying, oh, they just opened it and closed it in 1 second. What does that tell you? If they opened it and closed it in 1 second, they looked at the price, too low, and they shut it down. So then the buyer agents are now telling their buyers, hey, I have this offer delivery tool that tells us how strong our offer is. And they telling them, hey, look, you know, we used Highnote to deliver your offer. And, you know, I don't think they're interested. Why? Because they only opened it for 1 second. And I know that if a listing agent's interested in an offer, what do? You look at the offer, you spend some time in it. You look to see if everything's signed. You look to see all the terms. You check their pre-approval letter. You may call the lender. You want to look at all the signed disclosures if that's submitted with the offer. But you spend at least longer than a second on it, right? So 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever it is. And so that's how agents are using it to win offers. Now, they also have reported beating higher offers with Highnote offers. Agents in multiple offer situations, they're coming across stronger by presenting their offer in a presentation style rather than just sending an email with attachments. Why? They look more serious. They're more impressive. The sellers like it more. And we have countless stories of how agents beat other agents for $24,000 more. They were maybe the second strongest offer, the third strongest offer. And The sellers or the agent just wanted, the listing agent just wanted to go with this buyer because of the way they came off in the presentation. This is what agents who received it said. I received an offer from another agent. I was just so impressed. Highnote's powerful analytics tell me whether their offer is strong enough. And then buyers can then go back and restate weak offers and win. Other scenarios are winning buyer presentations. That's going to be a really big deal this year, obviously. How you convince buyers to work with you, to demonstrating your value. You basically can send something like a buyer presentation, like you do a pre-listing presentation, sending them a buyer presentation ahead of time, ahead of meeting the buyer, and explaining why, the buyer process, how you work, why you're a better buyer agent, etc. Keeping clients informed mid-transaction. A lot of people do this, and I just did this recently with a rental property that I have. I have my own personal one where I'm keeping all the documents and all the necessary information the tenants need in a Highnote. And so, instructions on how to use the unit, where do you go to call for emergencies, what you need to do, a check-in list, move-in tenant list, etc. All those things I put in a Highnote and send it to them. Neighborhood or community, marketing to that, really talking about why you're a specialist in a specific area or market. Having a platform like Highnote allows me to present every aspect of our communication from nurture to close. And then agents are just getting so creative with it. Agents are making web pages with it. They're using it to send property marketing with it. Client retention, doing an annual real estate review, for example. Every year sending out a Highnote that talks about, hey, it's a 1-year anniversary for our home, and here's what the market's doing. Here's how your home, the value of your home is. It may be flat, maybe slightly down, maybe slightly up. Either way, you're staying in touch with them, giving them an update. Property marketing, agents are building property marketing flyers out of it, digital flyers, and sending them off. And then recruiting, right? A lot of agents and teams and agents in like EXP and Real, et cetera, are recruiting with Highnote. And, agents are just saying it gives them the attention. It gives their property their attention. It gives the agent the attention. It makes you stand out, right? This is 100 times better than sending an email with attachments. Anyway, I'm going to pause here. Any questions? Before I continue forward, I'll show you pricing after this.
Yeah, Mark, I've got a quick question. I'm taking notes like crazy. So if I'm looking off to the side, that's what I'm doing. I apologize. But what I really loved was that annual real estate review. And what came to my mind as you were talking about it is this would be a great thing to send out as well, that would share like, hey, here's also a copy of your settlement statement you're going to need for, your taxes this year in case you can't find yours or you filed it away. That was my first thought. My second thought was, does that open us up to liability of putting anything with any personal information, going through like social security numbers and ending up, you know what I mean? Like if you were to send those type of documents. So
yeah,
is there any way to like blur that stuff out or do something like that to like keep your liability in check?
Yeah, well, Highnote presentations, they could be either completely public, where there could be web pages, or they can be completely private. So it's no different than sending like a DocuSign with this information, right?
Okay.
So, or an email, right? So it's totally safe to do, as long as you don't publish it to the world and make it a web page, you're completely fine. And of course, one of the big use cases is making a web page. And we have, hundreds of templates here. And I'll show you the post-closing presentation that we call, not post-closing. Yeah, post-closing. Basically sending the settlement statement, exactly what you said. Awesome. And why? And you send this because they will, they being the sellers are going to need this at the beginning of the year. And you could always refer to the Highnote that you sent them, and the closing statement's right here, right? And then here's your closing statement, here's your contract, here's how you change your utilities, here's the home warranty policy I purchased for you, here's how you pay your property taxes, and don't forget to review me. Now, a lot of agents say that when they do this, they see it's a great way to stay in touch. Why? Because they get a notification, oh, your seller is actually viewing the settlement statement. And then you're like, hey, then you reach out to them a little bit later. Hey, I just wanted to touch base with you. I was thinking about you and just checking in on you, how the home is, are you settling in, what's going on, etc. So it's a great way to build clients for life, right? By staying in touch. So, all right. So
one other thing, Mark, before you go into the pricing, a question when you were showing people how to send the link, or whatever, or, we had to put our email in. So there's a couple different ways. You can just send the link in an email, or you can send it directly with an email. And I think what I have found, and please correct me if I'm wrong, when you do it with sending it email, sending it through an email through the program here versus copying a link and going into your email program and putting it in, that's when you really can tell who's opening it up and for how long, right? Because if you just send the link out, through your own email, you just see that someone opened up that presentation. Whereas if
you can, right, exactly. And that's why I made you all enter your email, right? Because if I just copied that link and pasted it into the chat, it could be anyone, right? Anyone could be opening that. So what I did, and I noticed someone doing that, and so that's why I learned this trick, is that he actually required people to enter the email. And so that's one way of doing it. Or you could create a link every single time that you want to send. So let's say I want to send it to Mr. Bob, Seller. This link is now named. And if I generate this link and send it, this link I know is then Mr. Bob Seller opening it.
Right. But if you do copy for yes, you want to copy for email, but let's just, if you clicked on like send this, right, or share this.
Yep.
Email invite. If you click that, that's what I'm talking about, because you're putting in their email, and that's where you're going to know that that person at that email is watching it when you look at your stats versus just copying a link,
Correct. Well, but like you could copy a link, but you just need to name it right. So, right. So like I'd say, Kelly, copy a link, but I got to make sure I only send it to you.
Right. Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I'll see the information. So what she's talking about is in here, this, if you have a link, like for example, a web page. This web page was open 2 times for 16 minutes. I don't know exactly who's looking at it. I just know it's someone opened it. So this is what she's talking about. So we also tell you if it's been forwarded. So as well. So that's really, really powerful. Okay. Yeah, let me get to the pricing real quick. So monthly plan, just $35 a month. Annual is $29 a month if you pay annually. And the way we measure this is, look, you're going to win listings with this. You're going to win buyers with this. This is nothing. A lot of people tell me you should charge more for it. I probably should, but I want to give the opportunity for all agents, not just top producers, right? All agents in the country. We are a platform for the real estate industry. So, and this is unlimited support. There's no contract, cancel anytime for a prorated refund, unlimited everything, hundreds of proven examples as well. Now, a lot of agents don't want to build their own presentations. They don't have time. And I get it. So we are offering a new done-for-you service. And what we are doing is we're personalizing and building 2 listing presentations for you. The pre-listing presentation, which is the thing that you send before your in-person listing appointment, and then a follow-up listing presentation. Now, we didn't talk about this, but it's a presentation that we recommend sending after you meet. And why would you build a presentation after meet? Well, because it's so easy to. And you need to summarize all the information that you promise your seller. And the number one thing that you promise your seller is evaluation of the home, right? So this is what we use to win listings in San Francisco. And you do this because it's competitive, right? You're up against 3 other agents, 2 other agents, 4 other agents sometimes. And you need to stand out. And you deliver your analysis and summary with a Highnote, and you're going to win. You're going to stand out immediately because you have such a great, well thought out presentation. And this is what we recommend doing it. How you do it: property assessment, making recommendations, strategy, target demographic, market timing, comps, breaking out the comps into various sections, right? Why? Because guess what? When you send something like this, 80% of the time, they're spending most of their time in the comp section. They want to know what you think the value of the home is and what you think. So we call this your expert valuation. Break it out. Online property values, dangers of overpricing, sales and marketing calendar, importance of disclosure, setting expectations, right? Why your home doesn't sell, recommendations, your final recommendations, sample listing agreement, your team, testimonials, and why you again. So we perfected this pre-listing, follow-up listing presentation, and we build it for you. We'll meet with you. We send you some questions. You send us some information. Our graphic designers and our team, our success team, will build these for you. So this exact package, the pre and the follow-up, has won thousands of listings, over 3 billion in total sales. I've used this method. I used this method when I was producing myself, and we've started to sell it through Highnote. They're basically customized templates, personalized templates for you. And it was developed by Chris, who was really the developer of it, and myself with the technology part. So, and these are agents who have won so many listings: Katie Day, Dylan Hall. He beat the number 3 agent in the city. This agent had the other agent's listing appointments were canceled after he sent a pre-listing presentation through Highnote. He saw that the sellers were reading it for 2.5 hours, and they called him up. He said, "Hey, game over. I want to work with you. We canceled the other agent's appointment. Let's go." And this agent won 3 listings right out of the gate. And so this service, both of these is $5.99. We build these for you. We give you the templates, proven templates. One of them is just $3.49, and we do both. So you could choose one, or just doing one, or you could do 2 of them. And we've had, what's the value of this? Well, let me tell you, if I could give you a listing presentation system that's going to put you ahead and help you win listings. I don't know what it is, but a $500,000 listing, average commission is $10,000, right? So, and we are going to help you win. This system is going to help you win listings, and we guarantee it. If you use it the way we tell you to, and you don't win a listing with this after using it, we'll refund your money. That's how strong we feel about it. So,
hey, Mark, real quick.
Yeah.
Hey, is that a one-time fee, or is that like a monthly or an annual, or how would that pricing?
So the done for you service is a one-time fee.
Okay, so that lasts forever. That's cool.
Yeah, we give you the exact pre and post presentations you should be using, or we think you should be using, right? We developed it. It works. And that's a one-time fee. Then we teach you how to modify them, right? So that every time you change it, you tweak it, you can make your own changes. The recurring fee is the software fee.
So Mark, it looks like Arlen has a question. He says, are you able to print out sections of the presentation which would be formatted in a professional manner?
You could print out sections, but it's not a it's not meant for printing the whole thing out and bringing it. It's a digital listing presentation, really. Now, but of course, any of the sections you could print out. And so the way we did it, and the way I would do it if I was working today, is that you always still need a printout of things, right? You need materials and to present at, because you just don't know who you're going to be meeting with. I've tried to do it digitally, sitting in front of a laptop. It doesn't always work well. Not Highnote, but in general, just like if you were to present even a PowerPoint, it doesn't always work well because you're at a table. Maybe they can't see. Maybe the Wi-Fi is not strong. It's awkward to ask to connect to their Wi-Fi, and so I really just send these out. People, the way they do is they send them digitally to set it up. And then they do an in-person meeting, and it's free flowing at that point, right? You have materials, you can talk about things that you have. You could do it in person on the computer for sure. Some people do that, right? But I just like to simplify things and just try to really talk to them. And you're spending time walking the home too. You're taking a tour of the home. So you're meeting the family, right? And so huddled around a computer, I don't know, it just finds awkward for me. But answer your question.
I also think, if you're building these presentations on Highnote, most of these things are either PDFs or videos that you're adding in anyway. So you're already having the PDF of your comparables or your CMA, right? That you've uploaded.
Exactly.
So you could just print that out and bring the hard copy.
Exactly.
When you meet with them and say, not sure if you got a chance to really dig deep into this when I sent you that online presentation, but here it is in person, right?
Exactly. You got that right. You print out the things, the PDFs that you uploaded, right?
Right.
Now the videos, you can't print those out, right? So that's, it's a digital presentation that primarily. Now, having said that, we are adding a print function where you could print everything out. People ask that question. They're like, hey, could I use this? How do I print it out? Well, it's not meant for printing, but you know what? We'll add it. We'll add a way so that you can print it if you need it. So anyway, I sent the link in here. It's get.highnote.io. Yeah. We have a, by the way, what I'm going to offer is a special New Year discount. And it's a New Year 35% off. And I think it's still going on, or maybe ended today, but we have this New Year 35. So give that a shot. And let me just double check that it works. Is it New Year or is it New Year's? All right, I'm opening it up for questions. Shoot, say anything, ask anything you need.
Anyone?
Mark, I love the fact that this is making you or giving you the opportunity to win before you even get there. I mean, you probably don't even have to go through 3/4 of the stuff if you can view what your client has or what your potential client has already seen.
Correct. And it's the great thing about it is you laying out, you're making the in-person more efficient in a way, because you laid out a lot of the preliminaries, right? They already know who you are if they read it, right? They already know who you are. They know a lot about you already. So that when you meet them, and especially if you do things like put pictures of yourself in a video, they feel like they know you. It's kind of like when you see a movie star or someone famous on the street and you're like, you want to say hi to them because you feel like, and then you feel like you know them, but they don't know, they don't know who you, but it builds, it's so powerful because they're humans. So they want to have an emotional connection with you. That's why you meet them. They're trusting you with perhaps their biggest transaction of their life. So trust is everything.
What we found is just that personal connection, right? The personal video just made it so much better than just another PDF or flyer, right? And just being able to just do that quick little video introduction as the very first thing that they see in that Highnote presentation. I just love that.
Correct. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Any other questions, you guys?
Well, I just like how it separates you from what everybody else is doing. It provides a lot of professionalism. It lets people know that you're not just kind of winging your appointment when you're meeting them for the first time, and in today's competitive environment, when some people are always looking for a deal for an agent to maybe cut their fees to earn, a bigger listing, lets them know that you're prepared and you want the business and you're not just kind of going through the motions. So this is, a pretty, powerful tool, especially if that's like we were talking about, just a one-time fee. I mean, if you use it, 20, 30 times, I mean, you could monetize it down to per unit cost, and it's almost, a handful of bucks.
It's almost free, basically.
Yeah, I love this lender template, Aaron. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right.
We have a lot of lenders on it, and it's, again, with lenders, it's trust, right? And this is something you can send to agents, you can send to their buyers, etc. But
yeah, and you're not just talking, you're not just telling them stuff, you're allowing them to do the recon in advance. And then if you don't just get up there and start talking, you can address what they actually care about rather than just telling what you think they care about.
Well, and what I also like about it, and this is what I always tell people, I'm going to be sending you a little bit of information, basically about me, my team, my company, how we handle the process of listing your home. So you learn a little bit more about us before we meet, so that when we get together, then we can focus on you and your home, right? I'm not having to do the whole sales pitch about
That's right.
me and how great I am at the table, right?
That's right. You put all the preliminaries aside, and then you focus on what they think the home is and what they need, their needs, right? Their home.
Yep.
And not only the value of the home, but how, what you need to do to position the home to get the highest price possible, right? So,
Right.
exactly. Well said, Kelly.
Good. Well,
Mark, did you find out if that discount code worked?
It works.
Okay, awesome.
Perfect. Well, in the essence of time here again, it's 9:56 according to my clock. Any last minute questions for Mark before we let everybody go? Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again, Mark. I so appreciate this. Like I said, this is one of my favorite new things as of a couple of years ago. I just love it. I use it in many different facets of our business, and I hope that a few other people will see the value in this and jump on board for that discount. We took advantage of it, so we love that. Otherwise, thanks again, Mark. You guys, if you have any questions even after this, feel free to reach out to us. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and have a great, productive week.
Thanks, Mark.
everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.